Hi, my name is Angel Christopher, and be welcome to South Press Interviews. Today, we are very proud because with me is Major John. Welcome, John.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know that you are going to run for chairs. Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
I have some questions for our watcher and all the readers of South Press Independent newspaper that is online and is a printed newspaper. Well, I think that it would be very interesting for our public to know about your life, about your profession, and why do you want to be the next sheriff of the Miami-Dade County? Okay, uh, this is Officer Barrow, and I'm going to do now a brief biography of him. Officer Barrow, he has served in the Miami-Dade Police Department for 17 years, rising to the rank of mayor. So that's conduct to the my first question for you is what motivated you to run for county sheriff?
And thank you for having me again. I was born and raised here in Miami, in Miami-Dade County. Spent my whole life here. Went off to college and came back and started serving the people of Miami-Dade in the Miami-Dade Police Department that I currently still serve in, as you mentioned, rising to the rank of major. I've worked one end of the county to the next. And now that we have our first elected sheriff in over half a century, I thought it was important for me to run because I love this community and I love this department, and I want to ensure Miami-Dade is a safe place to live, to raise a family, to own a business, to work, to visit. I want to ensure the safety of the community, and so I decided to run for Miami-Dade Sheriff.
That's good. And what are the duties of a sheriff?
Well, the sheriff is statutory. It's in the Florida state statutes. Each county, there are 67 counties in the state of Florida. Each county must have a sheriff, and the sheriff is the top law enforcement officer of that county. The duties of the sheriff will include providing for the safety of the community, and also the sheriff has to work with the court systems, each court system, to ensure that warrants are processed and court process is it happens, but the main duty of the sheriff will be to ensure that this is a safe community. And I think my background, my experience
Yeah.
in the Miami-Dade Police Department allows me to ensure that this will be a safe community.
And the charge of sheriff is under the chief of the Miami-Dade Department Police.
Yes, so the sheriff will also be the top cop of the county,
Yeah.
but will also be the elected official that runs the Miami-Dade Police Department. Because in the past, over 50 years, nearly 60 years now, the Miami-Dade Police Department has been run by a director, and the sheriff technically is the mayor. And so the mayor delegates the authority to an appointed director. So that director is now, our director, my director, that runs Miami-Dade Police Department. But in 2018, the voters of the state of Florida passed a law that changed the constitution of the state of Florida that each county, all 67 counties, must have an elected sheriff. So now it will separate the power of the sheriff from the mayor and give it to an elected official who will then be the head of the Miami-Dade, what will be the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. And of the 67 counties in Florida, we were the only county that had an appointed sheriff. So this will be now new for us and very important for us, a very consequential election.
A sheriff use a special uniform different from the police uniform.
Um, no, so there are, like I said, there are 67 counties in the state of Florida. Each county has a sheriff's department or a sheriff's office and an elected sheriff. We will now have an elected sheriff this in 2024. Um, the state statutes dictate that the sheriff's vehicles must be green and white, and the Miami-Dade Police Department vehicles are green and white. So that is
Mhm.
the only law about the color. But the uniform, most sheriffs wear green, but in Duval County, the sheriff's office of Duval County merged with the Jacksonville City Police a while back, and they wear blue. So it's the uniform. Sheriff will wear a uniform, and it could stay the same. It could stay the brown that we're used to, and that this community is used to. When they see the brown uniform, they know what it stands for. But it could be green. It could be, but we have brown at the moment.
Okay, right. How many candidates running for the charge of sheriff?
So the sheriff's race is a partisan race. So there are two primaries, and there's a Democratic primary and a Republican primary, and then the candidate has to win the primary, and the two that win go on to the general election in November this year.
Yeah.
Currently, there are altogether 14 candidates. So there are 3 Democrats and 12 Republicans. So that's 15 candidates.
15.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Yeah, it's a lot of candidates, but there's no incumbent.
It's going to be a good competition.
Yes, I think it's going to be good for the people of Miami-Dade County to hear what each candidate has to say and make an informed decision when it comes time to vote, because there's no incumbent. This race hasn't existed. This is the largest police department in the southeastern United States and one of the top 10 largest police departments in the nation. So I believe that's why we have so much competition, because there's the ability to do a lot of good. On the other hand, there's also ability to not get it right, but I want to ensure that we get it right, and that's why I ran for this office.
Now, maybe people and watchers of our channel, maybe they wonder who is your principal or main program in order to be a sheriff, and which is the difference that you think you have with the other candidate?
So like I said, I was born and raised here in Miami-Dade, went off to college and came back and started with the Miami-Dade Police Department. I've been on 17 years. I've worked from one end of the county to the next, all the way from Cartstown Road to Aventura. I've been in many different communities, and what I've understood is that each community has different problems that require a unique solution, but it also requires the input of that community. So when I was the major of hammocks, and we had west of Chrome Avenue, we have the agricultural area of Miami-Dade County that a lot of people sometimes don't even know we have, but the farms and the produce farms out there, out west of Chrome, they had problems that required a unique solution. I was also the major of North Side District, which is a working class, some folks say inner city district, where there was a lot of shootings. There, we had murders, we have crime, and that required a different solution, and that required to work with the people that live there, because the people that live in Northside don't want that crime in their neighborhood. So, I've also was a community service officer in Goulds and West Bryan, walking outside of my car, walking the community, walking our public housing, ensuring that everyone was all right. I've done administration, which is budgets and working with our unions. I've done investigations. I was the commander of the General Investigations Unit for the Northwest Miami-Dade County. I've done operations. During Hurricane Irma, I was the executive officer in the northeast part of the county, in Intracoastal. During the Surfside building collapse, I was the acting South Operations Division Chief, making sure that all of the South District's hammocks, South District Kendall, got the resources that were needed on site all the way to Surfside. And I've been able to be a commander. I am currently a commander, and that involves leading people and leading our personnel to do better and work with the community and raise their skills. So all of this, my depth and experience, allows me on day one to be the best sheriff for this county.
Something very important for everybody, for us. It doesn't care if I'm journalist or your police or the political feeling that we have. And security is important for everyone. So I noticed that you emphasize the illegal guns to to get off the road. Can you explain?
Yeah. So throughout my career, we've obviously, as a sheriff and as a Miami-Dade police officer, we have to ensure the safety of the community. We have to lower crime, and especially violent crime. And throughout my career, and especially when I was Major Northside, I've had the ability to focus, and it will also be on my platform as sheriff, focusing on reducing violent crime, especially the shootings that are occurring in our neighborhood. And it's not one way to do it. There are multiple ways, and you have to apply everything and a whole holistic view to ensure that you're lowering the shootings and you're lowering crime. That includes the marked patrol units, doing area patrols of the areas where the shootings have occurred mostly. It involves our neighborhood police officers, our community service officers, going to those neighborhoods the day after or after a shooting occurs and telling people we're here. It requires our investigators to find the people that are doing the shootings, and also requires intelligence, working with the community, providing resources, getting to the youth before gangs can get to our youth. And with all this intelligence and information that we're gathering and working together to get illegal guns off of the streets, because the guns in the hands of a criminal, it makes us less safe.
That's a, I think it's a good idea. So, um, Christian Barrow and his family, and his job, and why both do you think that most both for you?
Oh, John Barrow is from Miami. My parents are from Barbados. They were born in Barbados. I am first generation American, so it's basically the Miami story. Children of immigrants who come here for a better life and give their children a better life. My parents have given me a better life. They stress the importance of education, and they told me you can do whatever you want. You can be whatever you want to be with hard work and studying, and I took that to heart, and it's paid off. Not only going here to Mast Academy here on Key Biscayne, but also going off to college, to Oberlin College, and getting my bachelor's degree, and coming back and starting this job. And during this job, I went back to school and got my master's in public administration with a concentration in emergency management from Lynn University in Boca Raton. And I went back to school again and got another master's in music from Florida International University. And I've worked, I believe in safety, because I grew up in Carroll City. It's now Miami Gardens, what is now Miami Gardens, and our whole neighborhood, we knew each other, the families knew each other, and we didn't want to be victims of crime. But crime occurred nonetheless. Neighbors' houses were broken into. My parents had their cars stolen from our driveway multiple times. There was a house down the street that was being rented, and the folks in that house were selling drugs. And we didn't want that in our community. We wanted a safe community. And we would call the police. At that time, it was Metro-Dade Police, and now it's the City of Miami Gardens Police Department. But we would call, and work with the police to ensure that we had a safe place to live. And so, not only being a police officer, but also coming from a neighborhood where I was a victim, where we were victims of crime, that gives me a better understanding of both roles. You have to work with the community, because in every community, people want to be safe. They want to have a family. They don't want to be victims. So, that's been my whole life. It's why I chose a life of service. I could be a lawyer, do something else, but I chose to serve and be a public servant. And I think that's who John Barrow is, and that's why I'm running for this race, to ensure that the sheriff's office will continue to have deep roots in the community, and so that we can build community trust and legitimacy to lower crime, to stop the shootings occurring in our neighborhoods, and and to provide for not only the safety but the quality of life. Our folks with mental health, the homeless, substance abuse, to find a new way to provide services to them and follow up.
Yes. And something I think is also important, different between cultures. because here in Miami-Dade County, there are people that came from different cultures and countries, different ideas, different way to uh, to know who is better or bad in some cases. So I invite you in this moment to direct our camera and send a message for the people that maybe are in doubt about or insecurity, and maybe you are the hopeness for them. Can you do it?
Yes, I can. Thank you. So my name is John Barrow, and I am running for Miami-Dade County Sheriff. This is an important race, an important election, and I understand that this county, Miami-Dade County, will be the best county, will be the safest and strongest county in the nation, and that the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office will be the best agency in the nation. I assure you that with me as your sheriff, we will continue to work with you, the community, and provide for the safety of all residents, visitors, businesses, because this is an important race. So I invite you to join me in this time and support this vision for a stronger and safer Miami-Dade County.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Barrow.
much.
Certainly it's a proud for me. It's an honor to this interview. Thank you so much.
And thank you for having
And
me.
thank you for listening and watching us. Stay in tune in South Press interviews. Thank you.